The university I transferred from, it could be described as a large high school. It wasn't big at all. From end to end of campus was maybe 5 minutes, like 7 minutes if you were casually strolling. The entire campus I transferred from could fit into the drill field of the university I transferred to. That is the difference in scale of these two schools. This is one of the largest campuses in the United States. Like end to end, walking as fast as you possibly could would take 45 minutes to an hour. It's absolutely massive. They have like back roads. This campus, no joke, is the size of an actual city. It's one of the largest by like square mile in the United States. It's massive. When I first pulled up to the university I was transferring to, absolutely enamored. The architecture there, absolutely gorgeous. Everywhere you see, big Roman pillars. The Colosseum that we had, like our school initiation at, they had a beautiful Roman dome with amazing art at the top. It was so freaking gorgeous from top to bottom. They had almost no ugly buildings on that campus. And just the difference in scale, it really couldn't be understated. This campus, the architecture, the way they did the grass, everything was so gorgeous. It was just so beautiful. I was absolutely just in love with the campus. It was gorgeous from top to bottom, to the blade of grass to the tallest roof. It was just wonderful. Well, we get to the Coliseum. I'm just looking at the beautiful pillars, the artwork on the ceiling, everything. It was just absolutely breathtaking. We had our initiation in a cool air conditioned Coliseum, so already completely different from the other college move in day. We have our initiation in the Coliseum. It's wonderful. Everything's well done. Everything's choreographed perfectly. It's a good time. They really did put effort into this, and I appreciated it. After our initiation in this gorgeous Coliseum, we go to the dorm where we don't have to park 3 football fields away. We could just pull right up to the dorm, and every car there has like 5 or 6 people already helping. So it's super freaking convenient. It is very well staffed. Everything here so far is extremely well done. With all these people helping, we only had to make, I think, 2 trips just back and forth, and they put everything right at the door. It was fantastic. So I didn't have to do a whole lot. I just carried like 2 boxes. It was really good. It was a stark contrast between the other move-in day, that's for sure. Thankfully, no pants ripped this time. I didn't get embarrassed in front of a cute girl or anything like that. So I'm extremely, extremely pleased so far. Barely sweating. It's kind of nice. We began bringing everything that was left at the door into the dorm, and we began decorating, started putting my little paintings up and just making the place like really nice and homey. I was genuinely impressed with how much space they had in there. Like if I wanted to, I could have definitely fit a recliner in there, and I would have still had a lot of room for activities. It was actually wonderful. I was very happy with it. With my dorm, I was extremely fortunate. So I got a single dorm, which means it was just me in there, and I have my own shower, my own bed. There's no one sharing the room with me. It even came with a full size refrigerator and like a desk space. So it was super nice. My only gripe was the twin size bed. So I'm a fairly large guy, and essentially my shins were hanging off the bed because it was simply too short. And when I try to curl up in a ball, my back would be against the wall, but like my knees would still be hanging off the edge. So that part wasn't a lot of fun. But you get used to it. You got to do what you got to do. After I got the dorm all settled and nice and decorated, I went out to explore campus. And while I was doing this, I thought I should play Pokemon Go because this was when Pokemon Go was still very popular. Well, I ended up playing far too long, and I was out kind of in the middle of nowhere of campus, and I was lost. I was lost. I finally looked up from my phone, and I was like, oh my gosh, I recognize nothing because this entire time I was walking with my head down, just playing the game, catching Pokemon, doing gyms, spinning the Pokestops, that sort of stuff. Well, I was like, oh crap. And at this time, they didn't really have like the zoom out function in Pokemon Go. So I have no idea where I was. So eventually my phone died. I was just kind of stranded. I was like, well, I gotta find my way back in the dark. This part of campus was not lit at all. They just stopped putting the light post like a mile back. I don't know. I was like, oh crap. And I see off in the distance like one of the lamp posts that I kind of recognize. And I started heading towards that. And eventually, like an hour and a half later, I found my way back to the dorm. But oh gosh, that was a small adventure. I panicked a little bit. It was pitch black and I had no idea where I was. With the dead phones, I couldn't call for help, but not like I knew anyone on that campus anyway that I could call. So I would have been kind of screwed regardless. But it was a lot of fun. Overall, it was so much more of a pleasant experience than my last move-in day. There wasn't any embarrassing incidents, thankfully. I was able to have completely my own space, not sharing it with anyone, and that was absolutely fantastic. And just the way this campus was designed, the architecture, the way they did the lawn care and everything, it was just so beautiful. And also, everything, although was at a massive scale, felt very close together, as silly as that sounds, and it actually felt like a wonderful place to be. It wasn't sterile, it wasn't like silly. I don't know how else to describe it. It was very homey, which is such a strange thing to say about a college campus, but it was genuinely a wonderful place to be because they would plant the trees that in the summer or springtime would bloom, and it would just smell so nice and sweet. They would plant flowers that were just absolutely beautiful to look at. It was so wonderful, and I'm so thankful I was able to have that experience. Also, what I really liked is that over there you jumped into your major fairly quickly, and it was fantastic. They didn't really have a whole lot of side classes you had to take or classes that you weren't interested in that were kind of mandatory. They had such a wide variety of classes in my major, and it was wonderful. I absolutely loved it. I didn't take a class that I wasn't very interested in, and I'm extremely thankful for that as well. I'm very fortunate to have had the college experience that I had. All right, guys, that just about wraps it up. I would say overall it was a fairly pleasant experience that I was very lucky to have. Hope you guys have a good day. Bye.